As a Christian, it's essential to be discerning and cautious when consuming information from the mainstream media. Unfortunately, the mainstream media has consistently demonstrated a bias against Christian values and principles, making it challenging to trust the information they present. One of the primary reasons for this mistrust is the media's blatant disregard for objective truth and their tendency to promote a secular, humanistic worldview. The mainstream media often presents news and information through a filter that is antagonistic to Christian teachings. They frequently ignore or downplay stories that highlight the importance of faith, family, and traditional values, while emphasizing stories that promote a more liberal, progressive agenda. This selective reporting creates a distorted view of reality, leaving Christians feeling marginalized and misrepresented. For instance, the media's coverage of issues like abortion, same-sex marriage, and religious freedom often fails to provide a balanced perspective, instead promoting a one-sided, liberal viewpoint that contradicts Christian doctrine. Another reason Christians cannot trust the mainstream media is their propensity for sensationalism and misinformation. In their quest for ratings and readers, media outlets often prioritize dramatic, attention-grabbing headlines over factual accuracy. This can lead to the spread of false information, which can be damaging to individuals, communities, and society as a whole. Christians, in particular, have been victims of media misinformation, with many outlets misrepresenting or exaggerating stories related to Christianity. The media's handling of high-profile cases, such as the Covington Catholic High School incident, demonstrates their willingness to rush to judgment and perpetuate false narratives, often at the expense of Christian individuals and communities. The mainstream media's allegiance to a secular, humanistic worldview is also a significant concern for Christians. Many media outlets openly promote a worldview that is antithetical to Christian teachings, often using their platforms to mock, criticize, or undermine Christian values. This is evident in the way it covers stories related to faith, often portraying Christians as intolerant, bigoted, or extreme. The media's promotion of a secular, humanistic worldview can be seen in their coverage of issues like science and education, where they frequently prioritize a materialistic, atheistic perspective over a biblical, creationist one. Furthermore, the mainstream media's financial and ideological ties to powerful interest groups and politicians can also compromise their objectivity. Many media outlets receive significant funding from organizations and individuals who have a vested interest in shaping public opinion and promoting a particular agenda. This can lead to biased reporting, where media outlets prioritize the interests of their funders over factual accuracy and fairness. Christians, therefore, need to be aware of these potential conflicts of interest and approach media reports with a critical and discerning eye. In addition to these concerns, the rise of social media has created new challenges for Christians seeking to navigate the complex and often treacherous landscape of modern media. Social media platforms, in particular, have been criticized for their role in spreading misinformation and promoting biased agendas. The algorithms used by these platforms can often prioritize sensational or provocative content over factual, balanced information, creating an environment where false or misleading information can spread quickly. Christians, therefore, need to be mindful of the potential pitfalls of social media and approach online information with caution and discernment. In conclusion, as a Christian, it is essential to approach the mainstream media with a healthy dose of skepticism and discernment. The media's bias against Christian values, propensity for sensationalism and misinformation, allegiance to a secular worldview, and financial and ideological ties to powerful interest groups all contribute to an environment where Christians cannot trust the information they present. Instead, Christians should seek out alternative sources of information, such as Christian media outlets, online resources, and community networks that provide a more balanced and faithful perspective on the world. By being informed, discerning, and critical consumers of media, Christians can navigate the complex media landscape and stay grounded in their faith, even in the face of adversity and misinformation.